Hi folks! Welcome to Living the Skye Life. If you're new here, I'm Willie.
And I'm Sarah. We're a musician and artist, and this channel is about our journey, escaping suburban life and moving to our dream home, a 200-year-old cottage on the Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands.
Along for the ride are our two crazy but adorable pups, Jack Spaniels and Nori.
Join us as we experience the highs and the lows of living in a remote corner of a wild Hebridean island.
This week, it's time to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty, taking advantage of breaks in the wild Skye weather to get essential jobs and maintenance done as spring looms ever closer.
I start clearing a part of the garden that we aim to plant with bee and butterfly friendly flowers, but it's hard to picture this muddy patch of grass turning into the wildflower meadow that we are hoping for.
And as the start of this year's boat fishing season is only a few weeks away, I've got a lot of work to do to get Betty seaworthy and looking tip-top for the new season.
Plus, we try and protect Yolanda the Land Rover Defender from the harsh elements we face living right on the coast, all with the enthusiastic help of our two furry assistants, of course.
If you don't already, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with our weekly adventures. Join us as we continue. Living the Skye Life. One year has passed since we last lanagarded Yolanda, and it's time to do it again.
I think it's actually been slightly over a year, but we've been waiting on that rare thing in the sky that is warm and yellow and
that's very present right now. Not that we're complaining, stay where you are.
Oh, don't worry, I've put laundry out today, so it's definitely going to rain.
It's going to rain at some point. I better not, because that's what we're hoping doesn't happen. So 2 days ago, I went and jet washed Yolanda underneath.
Which involves collecting lots of buckets of water from the bin.
I think it was about 20 buckets of water I ended up using in the end. Fun! Today I'm going to go underneath with a wire brush, then we're going to get the grease on, then we're going to get the spray on. Same as last time, but you have to do it once a year, and that's the whole point in Lanagard. It doesn't last forever, but it is amazing when it's on there. You just have to top it up once a year.
So it's a protective coating, isn't it?
It's a protective coating that's made from lanolin. It's a natural product from sheep's wool.
Smells like sheep.
Does smell like sheep. At the end of this video, we'll put up a discount code if you want to buy any of these products and look after your car in this way as well. Let's take a look at how it is now, having been over a year since the last time we did it. See if there's any still in there. You can see under here, all the black areas, or the dark grey, that's where the Lanagard went on last time. Now we live on a farm, basically, so there's still quite a lot on there. Let's just see. Yeah. It's still waxy, it's still on there. I mean, we didn't spray the exhaust obviously, but look at that. There's some rust here on the extremities. There's a bit of rust up there where it's come off. Lanagard did tell me that would happen. Apparently it just, if there's any like rust on the surface, it just flakes off with the Lanagard. The next time you do it, it'll cover that area again. That's really impressive. This is the chassis here. That's all still there. That's amazing. And under there as well. All still there. Crazy. And that's a year later with farm use. I'd say about 80% is still there. After over a year. That's awesome. If you're a regular viewer, you'll know that we live quite remotely. We live on a farm, basically, right in the middle of a farm. We have to go up a private track, which is really quite chewed up, shall we say. And also, we use the Land Rover on the beach for launching the boat. About twice a year we use it in salt water on the beach, and it doesn't seem to have done much, to be honest, which is really impressive. Next thing I've got to do is get under there with a wire brush, get off any loose rust, and then go at it with the grease. Meanwhile, Sarah is going to pick up the spray gun and spray the normal Lanagard after I've put the grease on. But let's get the rust off there first. See that, there's a bit of rust coming off there, eh? That's all still Lanagard, you believe that? All of that.
Well, you did put a lot on.
I did put a lot on, but you're meant to.
You were very thorough.
I'm going to be again.
One of those rare, beautiful sunny days on Skye, and we have to spend it crawling underneath the vehicle, eh?
Well, that's the thing, you have to do it in good days if you haven't got a garage.
Such is life. Like the Wicked Witch of the East. They ain't ruby slippers.
I was expecting it to be like at least half off, just because of the extreme use that we do with this vehicle, but it's not. It's almost all there. It's mainly just mud that I'm kicking. Like, even though jet washed under here, there's just going to always be a bit of mud that you miss. Right, that's the messy business of the rust removal with the old brush. Amazing under there, there was so much of it still there. I was really impressed with that. Anyway, let's get under there now and get the grease on and then the spray.
Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Oh, Jack's got a ball. There's a ball. Barry. Wait. Oh. Oh, oh. Jack, where's your ball? Excellent, both got balls. Distraction from the grease.
It's been sitting for about half an hour.
Whoa.
Delicious. It smells like sheep. But what does it taste like?
Nori.
Whoa, no.
Excellent, the ball distracted him. My plan worked.
So here you can see where the lanyards come off is an extremity is sticking out. A protrusion. So what I'm going to do is put the grease on here and all the places where you can see where the rust has actually started to poke out, including here, all of this. In fact, this wasn't lanyarded because this is a new part that I just put on. But yeah, all of this stuff that you can see that needs it, it's going to get some grease action. Grease is the word.
Well, Willie's getting on with the lanyarding, the greasing. It's kind of only easy for one person to do that, especially seeing as one person also needs to be on dog distraction duties, which is me right now. So I'm doing that. But I'm also going to do a bit of tidying up in the garden, get rid of all the sort of dead stems and stuff here. This area here at the front, we actually want to make a bit more of a sort of wildflower meadow this year. The past couple of years we've just sort of left it to do its own thing, and it grows with grasses and there's like dock leaves and nettles and a bunch of stuff that is good for insects and wildlife, but I'd like to make it a bit better for bees and butterflies especially. So I'm going to clear a few of the dead stems. Over the next couple of months we're going to work on clearing it a bit of the sort of tussocky grasses and the dock leaves because they kind of take over, and hopefully we're going to plant some bee-friendly wildflowers as well, which will have the joint benefit of looking pretty in the garden, but most importantly, supporting the local wildlife and insects especially. So I'm going to do a bit of clearing, basically pottering in the garden, because what else is there to do on a day like this? Just potter in the garden. You find some ice, mister. Where did you find that? Nori absolutely loves ice cubes. He's managed to find some in the garden.
Right, that's all the grease done. Just any bits that needed it, you know, because there's bits that stick out and they tend to get a bit rusty. I've done all them and now it's time to spray it. So I'll call on Sarah because she seems to have been absent for most of this. Here she is, the cavalry's arrived.
My turn!
Your turn, you're going to go climb around underneath a car and spray it with stuff.
I get the fun job. The spraying is the fun part.
Is it?
Shouldn't have told him that. Yeah, it's really dull. It's really difficult. It's really dull.
We're going to do your car as well though, aren't we? So when it comes to that, I'll do all that for your car and then you can do the spray as well.
I better get underneath there then.
Alright, let's do it. You ready?
Ready.
Let's Lana guard. Are you the guardian of Lano? Not afraid, this girl. She knows what she's doing.
Do I?
Well, you've done it before.
Sometimes I question if I know what I'm doing when this is what I'm doing with my days. Oh God, right.
Living the Skye life, baby.
Yay! There it is.
Nori's come to help.
No. No. should be everything coated underneath that you can get to easily with the spray. But now we have the even more fun part. I won't do it because it'll squirt right in the camera. But it basically has a little thing on the end that goes psh, and you stick it in all the little crevices and holes and cavities underneath the landy, and it gets the Lanagard in there.
Good for you. Get it right in there, love. Get it right in there. Right inside the chassis. Well, that is Yolanda Lanagarded for another year.
Yay!
Thank you very much for your help.
Welcome. You're going to help me with mine, right?
Of course. That's what we do. We're a team here.
I don't know how the chimney's going to go because it's a lot lower to the ground than the landy.
Yeah.
Without a raised platform, you have to sort of wiggle and squiggle underneath, and it's quite difficult. You get a bit claustrophobic under there, don't you?
You do a little bit, yeah, but it's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. It's once a year. If you had to do it every week, then it'd be a problem. But once a year, you know, it's nothing.
Prime target for Nori to come and lick your face while you're stuck under there. You can't go anywhere.
He got me as well. Right, so that's how you do it, folks, and that's what we do with our cars every year. And the next time you see us, we'll probably be doing Sarah's little car, Jiminy the Jinx.
Jiminy the Jinx. That is no longer a jinx. Touch word. Well, we're back in the shed, which means stuff is happening outside.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, we're actually approaching boat season again.
What?
I know, it's about 7 or 8 weeks away, I reckon.
I don't fancy going out in the boat in this. It's a bit cold and windy.
No.
But
It's
could
just
change.
round the corner though, it's not far away really. So we've got to start doing some maintenance on the boat. I'm doing some painting. I've got to paint the floor, but I've got to paint the seat as well because the stock's going all rusty again, like it did last year. I have to paint it every year. But that's boat maintenance, that's what you got to do.
And because today is, it's not the nicest day, but it's the best day this week.
According to the weather report, yeah.
We've looked ahead on the weather forecast, and if we want to get stuff done, we're going to basically have to do it today. So you're going to be in the boat, I'm going to be out in the garden, probably with 2 naughty spaniels in tow.
Like that one that's walking between the tripod legs.
And I'm going to start prepping the front area of the garden for hopefully planting some wildflowers. I'm going to clear it out, or start anyway, because I can't plant the wildflower seeds until maybe April time when it's a little bit warmer. But if I start getting it prepped now, everything's starting to shoot up. And if we leave it any longer, they're going to be huge.
Big. Yeah, so get them out while you can. And also, like, if you do some now, then later on more will come up. You can just keep hammering them.
It's going to be an easier job, hopefully. So fingers crossed, we'll have a lovely wildflower meadow this summer. Maybe next summer. I'm not entirely sure how quickly they grow, but
also, I mean, we're talking about thorns and like dock
Docks.
leaves. Yeah, dock leaves, which are great, you know, but they're not as good for the bees and the butterflies and everything as wildflowers. So and it is wildflowers that we're putting in.
yeah, there's lots of daffodils coming up, so we're going to avoid them, so I know where they're growing, and yeah, just going to get going and see what we can get done.
Cool, and I'll get on the boat and then we'll reconvene at lunchtime for a sandwich and a chat. I am actually going to paint the entire floor of the boat this year, which is going to be fun. And I'm going to do some touch up on the red paint as well on the outside. But the stock of the seat, every year it gets rusty because I mean it's out at sea on a mooring for most of the year. So it gets rusty and you paint it and it gets rusty again. So I'm going to get in the boat now and let's do some paint work. In the process of removing some of the rust from the seat, I realised that the plate underneath it, that the seat's screwed to, it's actually stainless steel and it's been painted over a good few times in the life of the boat because it's had quite a lot of coats of paint on the floor, and I'm doing one as well. But what I'm thinking now is, if it's stainless steel, it doesn't need paint on it. I think it's 316 because it's not rusty in any places at all. So what I'm going to try and do next is remove the seat and take it out, and then I can clean that plate up properly with the angle grinder with wire brush fitting. So yeah, I'm going to try and get that seat off. The only problem is it's probably pretty rusty, So I'll maybe need to apply heat to those nuts and bolts to get it off. Also, I think I'm going to have to try and get some WD-40 into there as well to hopefully free it up, or 3-in-1 maybe. Anyway, let's see what happens. But I definitely don't want the plate looking like that. It's really scrappy. It really looks messy. And if I paint on top of it, it's just going to peel off anyway. Wish me luck. Let's do this. Hey, that moved much easier than I thought it was going to. Because of the heat and oil, I guess. Cool, now I can clean this plate up very easily. Okay, I had to change my hat because it was so warm. It's cold, but I'm just doing lots of work, so I'm sweating. Anyway, I've got all that paint off and it looks good. It's very shiny though, and I think that's the reason that they put the paint there in the first place, because if you don't have grippy paint on there, then it's going to be very slippery, especially when it's wet. So I'm going to do it slightly differently though, because they've got it as really like a polished surface. I'm going to give it a key. I'm going to sand it back with the angle grinder with a disc on it that's got sandpaper on it, and hopefully that'll give it a key, and hopefully it'll stick, because the whole floor is getting done again. I'm painting the whole thing, and you'll see that as this progresses. But yeah, next thing I'm going to do is get the angle grinder and sand that stainless steel plate down. It didn't take long to sand the shiny plate to a rough texture with the angle grinder and a sanding wheel. Then I switched to the sanding mouse and sanded the whole floor to prepare it for painting. Followed by a quick vacuum clean to pick up the dust and detritus. Next it was time to tackle the rusty seat support. Using the angle grinder, I stripped it back to bare metal. Then applied metal stabilising solution. In one stride, I applied the first coat of Hammerite metal paint.
It's hard to believe that in a few months this area of the garden will look like this again. We like the wild nature of this area, but we feel like we could do more with it. There are a lot of grass tussocks and weeds such as dock leaves that, while providing food for some wildlife, are incredibly prolific and can hold back the growth of other plants. We've bought some native wildflower seeds, which we hope will create a valuable food source for insects, and I'm starting to clear this area to get it ready to sow next month. We've also decided to get rid of this plant, which regrows some bulbs every year but never flowers. It's a non-native plant, so we don't think it will be missed from the garden. However, we are definitely leaving the daffodils that are about to bloom. Docks have incredibly thick, deep roots, and you need to go down at least 15 centimetres to stop them from coming back. with the fact that this part of the garden is going to look quite ugly for the next couple of months, but hopefully it will be worth it to have a greater variety of native wildflowers growing here. Alright, well, it's an hour and a half later and the wheelbarrow is very full.
I see that, yeah.
Of weeds and dock. Oh my god, they're so difficult to get out. They've got really thick roots and they go really deep, and I did have a lot of help from Nori. He was very enthusiastic about the digging, which I'm not sure that bodes exactly well for when we start planting stuff out, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
And I got a lot done on the boat as well. I got the seat out, I've sanded that plate back. It's time to start sanding the floor next. And then I'm going to do the controls as well before the season begins. New controls for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there's a lot.
That's going to be a job.
Stuff to do.
There is a lot of stuff to do, but you know, we're making a start and we're a little bit at a time. I think that's the best way to do it. But yeah, I might need a hand with all that gardening at some point.
I will definitely give you a hand. I know that today I would have helped you. However, I've also got stuff to do with the boat, and the weather coming is awful, so we have to just get on. But looks good though. Yeah. Looks good.
Time for some lunch. What we're going to have, a sandwich and a chat.
Sandwich and a chat.
As always, folks, thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please do leave us a like, a comment, or subscribe if you don't already. It's free to do, helps our channel to grow, and you get notified when our new videos come out, which is every week Sunday night, 6 PM UK time.
If you enjoyed the video and you'd like to help the channel further, you can do so over on Ko-fi by buying us a coffee with dogs a wee treat. And what I really mean is, you help with the running costs of making these videos for you every week.
Or if you want to help us out more long term, you can join our amazing community over on Patreon, where you get bonus content for helping us out each month.
If you're interested in our creative endeavours, you can go over to Sarah's Etsy store for our artworks.
Or if you're interested in Willie's original music, you can head across to his Bandcamp page and find them there.
Including a lot of the music that's in these videos.
As usual, all the links to our pages are in the video description
below. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye, folks! We're leaving our suburban life, moving over the sea to Skye. Are we chasing a dream? I guess in time we will see, when we're living the Skye life. Living the Skye life. Right.
Let's do this.
Pros.
Switch it on, baby.
Pros and pros.
We're pros at this pros.
I like that.
We're not though.
No, we're probably too full of caffeine. Now that I've slept well last night, and so both of us are quite tired.
A lot of coffee going on right now.
Yeah. If you're a regular viewer, you'll know that we live remotely in the middle of nowhere. Jack, thanks for that.
Let's do this. What do I start with, as always?
As always, folks, thanks again for watching our video. But
Yeah, what are you doing?
what you do?
As always, folks, thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed it. That was very quick. I don't think that was a good idea.
Go again.
Remember to breathe.
Nice hair. It's going to get full of dirt.
Yeah. Showing my usual ingenuity and washing my hair on the day we're going to do stuff.
In the garden.
Yep.
In the wind.
Fine, I've got a plan, guys. I've got a plan.
Let's hope it doesn't rain as well.
Yeah, we can hope. As always, folks, thank you so much for watching our video. Oh man.
Click.
Which is every week, 6 PM UK. Blah. Which is every night. Every night?
Every night? Jesus. No thanks. Where would our lives go? Where would you can do it?
I don't think you'd enjoy those videos very much.
No. Stroking his beard for the 4th hour. See that? There's a bit of rust coming off there, eh?
No. It's when I'm overly tired, that's when the corpsing comes out.
Overtired.
Like a toddler.
I've got to paint the floor. Oh, no, you
Pardon
just
you?
coughed.
But on days like today, it is a coffee.
Coffee helps too, yeah, we really need that, yeah. Did you open the nozzle? You have to, it's like any other nozzle.
Oh, I see it.
Hey!
Come on. Or if you want to help us out more long term, you can join our amazing team. What the heck?
Our patrons are our team. Have they got colours? They've got like a strip, football strip. The patrons. Champions League of Patrons.
Skye Lifers. Woo! Right. Okay. Do this. Eat them so I can. Nori, stop digging.
Nori,
Nori,
cut out.
I'm digging today, not you. A chance will be a fine thing.
If you're interested in our creative endeavours, you can go over to Sarah's artwork for her Stetsy store. No.
For a sexy store.
A sexy store.
Let's just
More coffee.
Oh, this one's taken a while.
This one really is taking a while. Right.
Distraction from the grease and the sheep flavoured product.
Did you just say sheep flavoured?
Well, I guess that's how the dogs would see it.
Oh, I suppose so, but I certainly wouldn't advise eating this. If you're interested in our creative endeavours, you can go over to Sarah's artwork for her. I did it again!
I thought you were doing it on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose. It's corpsing. Oh, right.
Do you want some coffee?
No, I'm fine. Right. Right, stop. Someone's in a chat?
Someone's in a chat.
Where did that come from? A sandwich in a chat.
Or head across to Bandcamp, which... Have we done any of these right first time?
No, I don't think we have. So what I'm going to try and do... Thanks again for watching.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap this up. Let's not try and get complicated. Bye, folks! Next week! Time for more coffee, I think.
What's even going on anymore?
Click here to subscribe to live in the Skye Life.
Click here to go back to the start of our adventures with our very first episode.